Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, Dingbat here, and welcome to another Philly Shakedown with Philly 500 and the big man, the great man, JoeyShakes. What's happening today?
What's going on, man? What's going on? What is going on?
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to take a shower. I had to get some gardening dirt and soil at Home Depot, and then I was all dirty. I'm like, I can't do this. I just can't sit here like this. So it is my fault today. What is going on, everybody? How is everybody else doing? Oates is here. Hardcore Vegan from California is here. Brett, Nathan, Muhammad, Hadley, the Williams, Mr. Eliminator, Jesse Davis, Philly D, Jersey Dolphins, Jay. If I'm missing anybody, Howie Vision, Limits, what's going on?
Yo.
I see Frank Joseph's here. What's happening with you? Frank Joseph. He's hilarious. He thinks I'm getting paid by Mark Holmes to have Mark Holmes stream my stuff. Like, it couldn't be further from the truth. If I was, I would have no problem just saying it because I wouldn't be not proud of that at all, you know.
Right.
But hey, he has a right to his opinion. I support his opinion, and I appreciate that. In his video, he said it was his opinion and didn't say it was a fact. So I definitely appreciate that, Frank Joseph, that you said that. All right, so yes, 5-0. We are on the eve of possibly 5-0. What are your thoughts first off on some of the guys that are not going to be playing? Right, we heard Mulata's not playing today. Of course, Jake Elliott's not playing. Avonte Maddox is not playing. What are your thoughts on that?
It's going to be a tall task for Josiah Scott again, and I think the biggest threat for that Cardinals offense is going to be Kyler Murray. I think they're going to have to contain him in the pocket. With Avonte Maddox being out, I don't know if they're going to move Hollywood Brown to the inside. I mean, you have receivers like Rondell Moore that came back from injury last game against the Panthers, only had 11 yards. Anthony Isabella, they actually released him a few days ago. They have A.J. Green, Greg Dortch. That's been a pretty good, productive number three to a number 4 for them with a little bit over 200 yards. So I think when it comes down to it with the injuries, I am very comfortable with Jack Driscoll taking over. I thought he did a fantastic job last week. I think the more reps he gets, the better he is. I didn't even know that he cross-trained to the left side this training camp. I thought he was only playing right guard, right tackle, unless I missed something. I was totally blind to it this offseason. But it's showing that Driscoll, the more you know, the more value you're going to have with this offensive line. And I think it's showing a little bit more than Andre Dillard, a little bit more value when it comes to that position now. So we could think about trade. We'll talk about it later, but down the road.
Well, and anytime you have a guy that can play multiple positions on the offensive line, he becomes very valuable to a team. You know what I'm saying? He very, very valuable. John Dunham, thank you for the super chat. Goes Bryce Harper with the dinger, 1 nut and bottom of the third. Got it on right here, baby. I'm watching. I'm keeping track. Go Phillies.
Let's do it.
Go Phillies is right, man. You know, when I look at this game and I think about the offense that we're going up against, now that you have Darius Slay, who is going to play, there's nobody that scares me on this offense. Nobody scares me. The only thing that scares me is Kyler Murray's ability to get out of the pocket and run, just like they're going to have with Jalen Hurts. That's the only really thing for him to buy time and buy time for his receivers. You only can cover so long. Otherwise, I put Darius Slay on Hollywood Brown. I put Bradbury on AJ Green, right? And I think I guess you're going to use a tight end on Hurts, right? I guess you use like Kaiser White or somebody, you know. But I would consider safety, but I don't think they'll do that though.
Yeah.
But I'm not really scared. I'm not afraid of Connor and their run game. I'm not really scared of their offense unless we don't, unless we can't contain what's his face,
Yeah. I mean, you look at the offensive line injuries for the Cardinals this week. Now, Justin Pugh at guard had an elbow injury. He was limited the other day, so I don't know. His status might be up in the air. Rodney Hudson is an interesting one at center. He could be out for this game, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. But they could have some injuries up front, which definitely could help us out to get to Kyler Murray a little bit quicker. And I mean, that's part of the injuries for right now.
Yeah.
So.
Michael Anthony, where's the fitness? Michael Anthony, what's a GigaCon stories? Thank you for the super chat. He goes, the Eagles will get the win this weekend, but will take their first L versus the Cowboys next week. Cowboys for life. I think that the first part of this sentence, up until where he says we'll get the win this weekend, I think his dad pushed him off the computer and typed the rest of it. Because I think Michael Anthony, where's the fitness, is secretly an Eagles fan. I'm just saying. I think he's secretly an Eagles fan. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I think they should be able to get pressure. Like I said, I feel pretty good about this game in terms of if the Eagles play up to their ability and they're ready to go. My only concern is the letdown. That is my only concern.
Right.
If they feel good about themselves because they hear great things about themselves all week, and then they come in and they're looking past Arizona to Dallas, then you're going to be in a tough matchup. If they come up and they're ready to play, I think they're going to blow this team out.
Yeah, I mean, even look at, if you want to talk about the mindset of this team going into this week, look at that Jalen Hurts press conference from the other day. Jalen Hurts, they didn't ask him any Cardinals-Eagles questions. They didn't ask him any questions about the matchup. Jalen Hurts is trying to tell everybody that they're not taking any team lightly. I mean, he pretty much said at the end of the press conference, we're setting the precedent, the Cardinals are a good team. Don't ever say we're going to look past them. And I think that's such a great mentality. And they're looking at every week to be 1-0, and they're not taking their foot off the gas. They're not thinking about playoffs. They're not thinking about who they're facing in a few weeks. They're not thinking about anything like that. It's about this Sunday's game at 4:25.
Right. Well, if that's the case, I don't see how Arizona can keep up with them. Do you know Arizona has scored 0 points in the first quarter?
Yeah.
They've got one of the worst points in the second quarter, too. They don't score a lot of first half points. The Eagles have been tremendous in the second quarter, especially. So I don't know how they're going to keep up with the Eagles if the Eagles play up to their standard. Then when you look at the offensive side of the ball, I think you got mismatches at the corners. I think that they can run on this team. And, of course, Hurts is going to be exactly the problem Kyler Murray is for the Arizona Cardinals. So I think especially playing indoors like that, I think that's a great field for a guy like Quez Watkins, Devontae Smith. That speed is going to kill,
Yeah, I think the middle of the field is going to be the huge weakness with the Cardinals. Now, Zevin Collins, very raw player at linebacker right now. You always have to watch the edge. Zach Allen having a really good year. JJ, he's had the heart thing the other day. This guy keeps going regardless of what's going on with his health.
Yeah.
They will get pressure on the edge. They could. I mean, I have a lot of Driscoll. I have a lot of faith in. I have a lot of faith. Lane Johnson's been pretty much. We haven't even had to worry about him.
No, he's not even. They don't even get pressures from rushing. With him.
The Cardinals' third corner, I forgot his name. I had it down before. I forgot. He's given up over 600 yards already. Quez Watkins, Dallas Goedert, mid-tier passes, middle of the field type plays. I think they're going to go off this game.
I think Quez is going to have a big game today. Tomorrow, I mean. I definitely agree with you. Marcel Carr, thank you for the super chat. He goes, our defense dealt with the quarterback with legs all off season. Yeah, I guess 6 practices where they had like 6 OTAs, right? Because we hardly practice. But you're right. In practice and stuff, you deal with it. But I think that's a little different than the game. Listen, he's gonna make plays with his legs. He is, and he's gonna keep plays alive. He's gonna move the chains. It's going to happen, but if you can contain him for the most part, I think you'll be fine. But it's going to be interesting. I expect Arizona to blitz a lot too. They're more of a blitzing team than like some of these other teams we played the last few weeks. So I expect a lot of that. And I think Hurts is going to have a lot of yards. I think Hurts is going to have a big game with his feet tomorrow also. I really do. And here's the interesting thing. I think if the Eagles win this game, and I know I'm jumping ahead real quick, and we can come back in a second, but I'm a stream of consciousness, so I have to get it out or I won't remember it later. If the Eagles win this game, I don't think they lose again until at least they're 10-0. They'll go 10-0 if they win this game. This is the trap game. Everybody talking about Jags. I think this is the game you have to be careful of a trap game. It's not necessarily going to be, but this is the one where it would make a lot of sense. So if they win this game, I think they go 10-0.
Yeah, and I think we're going into this game too because you can't. I think even with Kyler Murray, you can't. They have to contain him inside the pocket. They cannot let him get outside the pocket as much as he can be dangerous in the pocket. And I think when you look at Jalen Hurts, you look at Kyler Murray, two quarterbacks that almost have the same skill set. And I think the difference between them is that Kyler Murray puts a lot into his legs more than his throwing. I feel like he puts more into his game with his legs. He can extend plays for 10 minutes. That's why you got to stop him on third down. You cannot let them get it. This defensive line will get tired. And we will be in a crap show the whole entire game. So I think that's really important, too. They have to stop them on third down.
Yeah, I agree. And don't get yourself in third and short situations. That's the worst thing. I think if you put Murray in third and long and you can contain him and you force him to have to use his arm, I think you're in good shape. Because I really don't think he's got – I mean, I think, Hollywood Brown has been good. He's got like 30 catches. And then Zach Ertz has like 22 catches. So those are his main two weapons. But I expect the way Slay is played, I expect them to shut him, Hollywood Brown down. Ertz may get his, but I just don't think it's enough, man. I don't.
No, not till D-Hop comes back. It's not going to be enough.
No,
once D-Hop comes, because Hollywood Brown has had an okay. I don't think he's worth trading a first-round pick for. I don't think so. No. But I think the tangent once D-Hop comes back in a couple weeks, I think it'll be a pretty dangerous offense.
I agree. I agree. Super Philly 31 David Super Chat says if you think about it, even in Cowboys games, we'll be going after Jason Peters, after an Eagles player in every team we face. Yeah, but he's hurt, right? He got hurt again, so he's hurt and he won't even be in that game.
We told him.
I mean, you knew that was going to happen.
We told him.
He's got to retire. Red Seal. What team is that? Is that a Cardinal fan?
Yeah, he's Cardinals. Yeah, Cardinal fan.
Eagles haven't played a real team. Well, they're not playing a real team tomorrow. I'll tell you that, because I think that compared to some of the teams the Eagles have already played, I think Minnesota's better than Arizona. I think Jacksonville's better than Arizona. And I think Detroit is better than Arizona.
The Panthers, they didn't score that much on the Panthers either. On top, and plus, I mean, the Raiders game was an interesting one because I mean the Raiders game was weird because Devontae Adams only had 12 yards. I mean they defended him really well, but that team's been a complete disaster too. I mean,
I mean, I don't think Arizona's that good.
Yeah.
Jolo, he says I can see Goddard giving Arizona big problems because the O-line is going to be dealing. And Hurts and Sanders are going to have big gains on the ground. I totally could see it. I agree with you. I think Goddard could have a big game. It's totally possible.
Just don't miss the easy catches. Just don't drop easy catches.
I think tomorrow on that field, I guess it's a dome, right? It's a dome or it's a semi. I can't remember.
I think it's a dome,
But I didn't know. I wasn't sure if they could retract the roof. But either way. That's great for like track guys, like speed guys are going to kill you in that. They're going to have a problem with Quez Watkins and Devontae Smith tomorrow. That's what I think. It's going to be interesting. Can you imagine being an Arizona fan, man? That world suck. Yeah, it's pretty hard. The only thing Arizona I think has going for them is that they got to hope that the Eagles have a major letdown, and then the history says that the Eagles have had problems in Arizona before. I've seen it.
2001 is the last win, I think, in Arizona.
In Arizona? Wow.
2001.
Wow.
Yeah. We're changing that. We're changing that tomorrow.
Yeah. Hollywood Brown is your daddy? Isn't he like 20 kids' daddies? Doesn't he have like a bunch of kids? I thought he did. No, I'm serious. He has like 15 kids, doesn't he?
I don't even know.
I thought he had a lot of kids. Maybe I'm thinking somebody else. I thought I read something that he had a bunch of kids. Superflick 31, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Cards fans, you're behind Gino with Seattle. Yeah, with Seattle. And hopefully Seattle wins tomorrow. They're playing New Orleans in New Orleans. If they could beat New Orleans tomorrow, we're in good shape.
Mm.
You will regret talking smack about Hollywood Brown? Really? We'll see. I think a man named Darius Slay has something else to say about that. Wyatt says score predictions for Giants-Cowboys game plus stats for Hurts against Cardinals more if you want to give me them. All right, so I'll give you Giants-Cowboys. I think Green Bay wins, I'll say 28-17. I think they're going to beat the Giants. I think the Rams beat the Cowboys 31-17. And then I think that what did he say? Hurts against the Cardinals? I think Hurts is going to throw for just under 300 yards. He's going to run for about 80 or 90 yards. And he's going to have one rushing touchdown and 2 throwing touchdowns. That's my prediction.
So you think he's going to have a bigger game than how many yards did he have last game?
I don't know. 230 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Okay.
I think he's going to have about 300, maybe just under, but I think he's going to kill them with his feet tomorrow. Like, I think he has a big game with his feet,
True.
So I think he ends up with 3 total touchdowns, no turnovers, and he'll have 2 throwing, 1 rushing. I think Quez is going to have a big touchdown, and I think Devontae Smith's going off tomorrow.
Do it up.
Because I just think that field is perfect for them, Fat Folder, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, going to the Eagles-Cowboys big game. Eagles and Cowboys night game. I'm excited. Dude, I'm trying not to talk about that game right now. But, obviously, as a fan, I'm ready for it. That's going to be a big week next week. I'm going to have no mercy on those motherfuckers. None. We've got to beat the crap out of that team. Let's see here. Darlene says, turn it off. It's not happening. You're in fantasy land. You got all you guys do believe, we're going 10. And all I want is not going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I can't.
I think she's talking about 10 wins. We're going to win. If we win tomorrow, we're going 10-0. We're going 10-0 tomorrow. We'll be 10-0 if we win tomorrow. And if we don't win tomorrow, we'll be 9-1. I mean, you look at the schedule, right? So you got Arizona, then you got Dallas at home, then you have a bye week, then you have Pittsburgh, then you have, I believe, Houston, then you have Washington at home, then you have the Colts. Those are 14 games. Those are 4 games that the Eagles are not going to lose. Do you know that the Eagles are favored in literally every game right now?
Yeah, I don't doubt
the whole season. They're not underdog in 1 game right now. Limit says James Bradbury is going to have a field day with wide receiver 2. Yeah, A.J. Green, big physical receiver. They're going to get shut down by Bradbury. Going to shut him down. Here's how Hollywood Brown has a big game. The only way I see Hollywood Brown having a big game is that Kyler Murray buys enough time on his feet and creates time for them to get open, because that's what it's going to take. If you can contain him and still get, and especially if you get pressure up the middle. If you get pressure up the middle and contain him on the outside, he's done. He's done.
Yeah.
I also think Jordan Davis needs a lot more snaps tomorrow. He's been getting more and more. He got the 3rd most snaps of any defensive tackle. I think he's starting to play really good. I think he's conditioned.
I believe it.
I think Jordan Davis has to play. And let me say this. I'll say an early prediction. The coming out party for Jordan Davis is versus Dallas Sunday night. That's when he's going to have the monster game. Superflick 31 for Super Chat. He goes, Eagles will change their name to Bill Cosby because we're going to violate the Cards. That's just not right. I forgot Arizona was in the league until this week popped up. I know, right? I've been looking at this game for about 2-3 weeks thinking this is the one they got to be careful about. And I do believe that, RPF Network 22. Hey, 500 and Joey, with the recent downward spiral of Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, the man with way too many off-the-field problems. I'm glad Hurts is still there for sure. Oh, yeah. Listen, we talked about it, and I even said, listen, if there was one guy I would trade for, it would be Russell Wilson. I could not be more wrong because he looked shot, dude. He looked shot, He looked shot.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I mean, I feel bad for people that paid money to go there. I mean, I can't. I mean, it was overtime and the fans were leaving. I mean, it was tied up and the fans were leaving. That's just insane. Like, I've never even seen that before.
Yeah, Seti, you're right. In my first prediction video I did, I had the Eagles losing to Houston in a major upset because I had to come up with a loss. Like they were winning every game. And then second, it was like Thursday night. The history of Thursday night is that the away teams have a hard time because they're traveling on a short week. So I had to give them a loss at some point because I don't think the Eagles were going 17-0, Joey. I mean, no, I would love it. It's going to happen. You're going to lose somewhere, So it's just a matter of where.
Yeah, true.
Greg says, everyone is shocked about the Eagles' fast start, but really, was anybody surprised we have the easiest schedule, let alone the whole NFC East? Don't just hate on Philly. No, I mean, we have an easy schedule, but I do think Minnesota is better than people say they are. So I think Minnesota is a legitimate playoff team, and the Eagles took it to them. I think Detroit is better than people say. I mean, I think they're the leading scoring offense in the National Football League right now. So I think those teams are a little better than we thought. And I was wondering about the Washington game worried me. But no problem so far,
Yeah, true.
Chad Fisher, thank you for super chat. He goes, I just can't see us not being 10-0. I think if we win tomorrow, I think we're gonna beat I think Dallas is in for a beating. I mean it. Like I think they're in for a beating on Sunday Night Football. And yeah, I mean, think about it. If they go 6-0, I can't see them losing to Pittsburgh. I can't see them losing to Houston now, and I can't see them losing to Washington. And I can't. And look at Indianapolis. That was another game I thought early on that they could lose that game in Indianapolis. They stink.
Yeah, you have a weak NFC on top of it. I mean, they're. I think it's wide open, and the Eagles just look like the best team in the NFC right now, and with the best quarterback right now. So.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Let me see. Let me check. I'm behind this chat. We've got over 500 people in the chat combined. We thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe. More importantly, click the link in the description on my channel. Go sub up my man, JoeyShakes. He will be streaming tomorrow. We will have our post game tomorrow. So it's going to be a fun, long day, as always.
True that.
Ishay, thank you for super chat. Goes, Steichen needs to incorporate more hot routes to beat blitzes into game plans. I agree with that. I actually agree with you. And I think he will. I do. I think they will. The first game of the season when they played Detroit, and Detroit was just bringing tons of people. I just didn't understand. I'm like, dude, the screen pass was right there. You run a screen, you had 20, 30 yards to run. And I was surprised they never ran it. But right now, if you look at Steichen and you look at Jonathan Gannon, they're probably two of the hottest names to be head coaches next year.
Yeah.
We could lose possibly both.
Here's a prediction. I'm going to say it now. Frank Reich gets fired from the Colts because he's on the hot seat now.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Steichen goes somewhere else to become a head coach, and Frank Reich, Sirianni becomes his boss now.
That would be interesting. Or they could start Nick Foles and they go on a playoff run.
Oh, Matt Ryan's
so
done.
Bad.
He's so
dude.
bad.
His neck grew. Like, how come his neck got like 3 feet longer? What the hell was that? Did you see that?
No.
Did you see that? I think. Oh, it was my computer does like night mode, and I just went night mode and it just flickered. And I was like, what the hell was that? Sal, thank you for super chat. He goes, y'all wish me luck tomorrow, guys. Laugh out loud. I'll be at the sports bar here in Dallas watching the Eagles game. We will be wishing you luck. I'll even be mentioning you on the stream. You're going into enemy territory. And let me tell you, Dallas ain't winning tomorrow. I can't see Dallas beating the Rams. I know the Rams looked really bad versus Niners, but they're going to take that out on Dallas' ass. Do you realize Dallas loses, we win, then we beat Dallas on Sunday night? They're 3 games behind us. 3.5, really.
I think they're done. I mean, I think it's going to be a wrap after that Dallas game. I don't think they have any chance to come back in the division. Yeah. I just don't.
See, I don't understand this narrative. Philly 500, 4-0, play a bunch of nobodies. Who do you want us to play? Like, who are we supposed to play? That's so great. Like, I mean, I think the Eagles could beat Green Bay. I think they could beat Tampa, and I think they could beat the Rams. I think Minnesota's pretty good. Minnesota beats the crap out of Green Bay. They destroy Green Bay. All week we hear, you can't stop Minnesota, or you can't stop Minnesota. Their offense explosive. Justin Jefferson, they destroyed Green Bay. You can't beat them. We beat them, and they go, oh, you just beat Minnesota. Then the next week, Washington, fine, they stink. But then the Jaguars, oh, you can't beat the Jaguars. Jaguars are 2-1. They just beat the crap of Chargers. There's no way you could beat them. We go and we beat them. Oh, you just beat the Jaguars. They say that every week. But teams that we're playing are better than they act like they're.
But is it because Dallas beat the team that was just in the Super Bowl? I mean, are the Bengals? Exactly is that the win?
They think the Bengals are the AFC, AFC champions again. They stink. They're not even going to the playoffs. Their offensive line is horrible. They're not the same team they were a year ago. You can't tell me that, and you can't tell me that Minnesota's nobody, but Minnesota's 3-1. So I don't agree with it. I think it's all bullcrap. Let me catch up here. I'm sorry I'm so behind on these. Bobby Woodruff, how are you, my man?
Yo, Bobby, what's going on, man? Welcome to the Shake Squad Soldier tier. Thank you so much, dude. Plenty of extra content for the year. Thank you so much for joining, man. Much love, dude.
Shout out to Bobby. Bobby Woodruff.
Bobby.
Ethan, thank you for super chat. He goes, go Phillies. You all should react to the Phillies game. I know. I thought about it. Maybe I will at some point. I don't know. I could. It's just like yesterday the game was on it in the afternoon. And then today the game's on at 5:30. We have a show to do, So, if we have to get time. And then tomorrow they play. If they lose, they play again, I believe. I got football. Mm-hmm. Will Anderson or Keely Ringo have to be the pick. I don't know much about Ringo, but I'm with you on Will Anderson.
Is Ringo the corner? I think he's the corner, Big corner.
Corner. When we beat the Packers, they'll say Rodgers didn't have Devontae Adams. Yeah, they didn't have Devontae Adams, and Rodgers is shot. But what are they going to say when we beat the crap out of Dallas? What are they going to say when we put 40 up on their supposedly great defense? Dallas is in deep trouble, and they better hope Dak Prescott's back. And you know what will happen? Let's say they lose the Rams, and then Dak comes back, and then they lose the Eagles. Then they'll blame that Dak is not the guy and we should be playing Cooper Rush. I don't care if it's Cooper Rush at this point, Dak Prescott. I just want to give them a beating, Yeah. Philly 500, Batman vs. Cowboy short was hilarious. Just watched it. Thank you, man. I was trying to get some of that stuff. That was actually, that Cowboys one that I did, the short, was actually supposed to come out Monday. I scheduled it for the wrong day. So it came out 2 days because it was supposed to come out after the Cardinals game.
Right.
And, because I want to focus on Dallas, but it came out the wrong day. So, what are you going to do? Mayor, what's going on? He goes, I'm in love with 4 cornerbacks. Like, they are great. This draft class is defense heavy. Well, here's my plan with corners, right? Just talk a little forward. I'm making sure Slay is staying, and I'm making sure Bradbury stays. Then I'm going to take one of my first-round picks. I'm drafted a defensive end. And then I'm taking one of my other first-round picks, whichever one, I don't know, whatever's first. But with my other first, I'm taking a cornerback. Then I'm taking that corner, and I'm saying, you're going to learn behind Bradbury and Slay, 2 guys that complement each other. You're going to learn from them for a whole year. And that's what I'm going to do. Dude.
I think fans will get pissed off at that because they're going to let a guy sit with a red shirt of first round corner. I think that people will be really.
I know they will, but how can you let Bradbury out the door?
I know.
Bradbury's arguably Slay and Bradbury arguably top
5,
top 3. I think. Yeah. I mean, they're killing it, dude. I mean, Bradbury doesn't give up shit, but nobody talks about Bradbury because Slay's so good.
Yeah, nothing over 40 yards. I don't think he's given up a game over 40 yards to any receiver yet. It's been lights out for Bradbury.
Yeah. Damn, that guy's got a big-ass mustache. It looks like a 70s porn star. It's like super thick. Philly fan always, thank you for super chat. Hey, Philly, let's beat the Cards. Let's do it. Let's do it. Go Phillies is right. I got it on. It looks like you got the big mustache guy's out. They're pulling the pitcher.
The big mustache.
I don't care. Just get the hell out. I want to beat the crap out of this team. Sal's out there for super chat. He goes, I'll have both you guys on. Philly and Joey watching the games without you. Always enjoying a day drinking by myself.
Oh man.
Now have us on, man. Put me on speaker. I'll curse out the whole bar. I'll say everything that you want me to say. You type it in the chat. I'll say, hey, yo, that fat bitch, 3 feet back. Use a napkin. Chew with your mouth closed. Whatever you want, Sal. We'll do it.
That is great.
500, can you speak to your boy? Salty Batman Sills. That's great. What did he say? What did he say now? I know he said the hurt stuff, but didn't he start to come around? Sometimes he says it and then he takes it back. I know he said stuff about Reddick, and I'm like, I just can't. I'm like, whatever.
I heard the hurt stuff, but I don't know. Something else happened. Everybody was talking about it. I was reading up on it a little bit, but
I don't know what else happened. You have to fill me in on what he said. I know he said something about Reddick wasn't producing, and then Reddick went out and had 2 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries. So I don't know.
Maybe it's just one of those opposite type. Like he says the negative stuff just for the positive things that happen.
I like Dan Silio. I like him, and I think he does it. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I think he's a shit starter. He likes to start the shit. He likes to stir it up. He gets people talking. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. You know.
Yeah, true.
I do. I do. I think you know, it's just, you know, if you're negative,
it's motivation.
Then people are going to talk about you. And, you know, it's like that whole thing where it's like, you know, is there good press, bad press? It doesn't matter. It's just press. I think he's smart. I like Silly, though.
Thank God he's not a beat writer for the Eagles at these press conferences, because I don't think anybody would be answering his questions.
Yeah. But I do think that he will, and this is just my opinion. I do think he will admit when he's wrong. I don't feel like he's running from, you know, eating crow when the time comes.
Yeah,
you know?
True.
But I mean, but we'll see. Cole's Cowboys says, why is McNabb here? Now McNabb's another one. I mean, you saw McNabb. McNabb, he's already criticizing the team. I think McNabb is jealous. I do. I've said that since, like, when the whole TO thing happened, I at first I was really on McNabb's side, and then I heard it was a WIP radio interview. It had Hugh Douglas. It was like Hugh Douglas, Trotter, Ike Reese. I want to say Haas Thomas, but I'm not sure. And they were talking about the situation, and I mean they were kind of on. They sounded more on Terrell Owens' side for a lot of it, you know. And then you see T.O. fired back. He said that McNabb's the most jealous person he knows. It's crazy.
It shows.
Yeah. I think McNabb is a jealous guy, you know. I mean, he was a great quarterback for us, and you can't take anything away from him. But I you know, he even in our in our Super Bowl year, he was doubting the whole time. So, you know, it is what it is. McNabb is a hater because he couldn't get done. Yeah, I think so. You know what? I'll tell you when I kind of started to turn on McNabb a little bit, because I was like, you thought I was a big defender of Carson Wentz, dude. I was the biggest defender, biggest apologist for McNabb you'll ever see. But when they played Cincinnati and they tied, and he said, I didn't know there were ties. Like that irked me so much.
I totally forgot about that.
He said, oh, I didn't know there were ties. How could you not know the rules to the game that you're playing? That bothered me, you know? That bothered me. Now, Red Seal says Hollywood Brown better than A.J. Brown. Bullshit. Favorite Eagle in your lifetime? I got B-Dog. I would have Reggie White. Reggie would be mine.
Yeah. Say Trotter fiend.
Trotter.
Linebackers. Yeah, I love Trotter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Trotter was great. Trevor Lawrence fumbled the ball 4 times and 1 interception. He gave you that game. Or maybe we forced him to fumble.
Yeah, that would have been that was tough to watch too, because they had a receiver open. I mean, it could have been 21-0 that game. That would have been a little bit of a hole they had to get out of it if he didn't drop, whatever the case may be. However he dropped it, you know. But these things happen. And like what did you think about with what Reddick said after that game about the excuses of playing in bad weather?
I thought Reddick was exactly right.
Yeah,
he was exactly right. You know what I mean? True. Wow, the Phillies got the bases loaded. Wow, bases loaded for the Phils. I'm sorry, they got how many outs? 1 out, bases loaded. Schwarber's up. Oh, this is going to hit a home run. He's going to hit a grand slam. Dude, you're only saying you're going to go 10 and all because near Philadelphia fan. I would love to go on to feed but I know I'm a Cowboys fan. I'd love to go on if I know it's not going to happen. Well, I mean, I don't discriminate against Cowboy fans. Cowboy fans are allowed to come on. I've had many Cowboy fans on.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You come on, not tonight, but you come on sometime and share your piece. But you ain't beating the Eagles, so most likely what's going to happen is you'll lose to the Eagles, and then you'll disappear for about 3-4 weeks. That's what I think. I do think the Eagles, if they win tomorrow, I do think they're going 10-0 because I think tomorrow is a tougher game than whatchamacallit. I'm expecting you got 1-2, 1-2 pitch coming here, and you got 1 out, bases loaded, fills up 1-0. I think Schwarber hits a grand slam. At least get runs in. I'm sorry, but this is interesting.
Oh,
come on, Schwarber. All right, here comes the pitch. Baseball's really slow. It'll be slow calling that. There's a pitch. Nah, that's a ball. 3-1. He's going to get a pitch he needs. Cowboy fans said they sacked Wentz 12 times because we sacked him 9 times. What happened? Oh, I know. Exactly.
Yeah, 2 sacks.
That's exactly right.
That's it.
So, 2-2 pitch. 2-2. Was that a strike? What did I say? 1-2 or did I say 2-1? I can't remember what I said. Corey Taylor, thank you for Super Chat. Goes lots of expiring contracts after 21. Are you worried? No, I'm not worried about it at all because I think a lot of those guys are older.
Did he get?
It's a pop fly. It's a pop fly. Hopefully, the guy will tag up. Here's the out. Now he's going to tag up. Here comes the throw to third. Not time. It's run scores. Fills up. Should be up 2-0 now.
I'm going to ask all you guys, like, would you rather the Eagles since what? After the Super Bowl to like 2020, how many times have the Eagles been locked up in contracts with players that we've been kind of wasting our time on? Like, I'm glad that the Eagles are locked into anybody. They have, Howie Roseman has all the free will to do whatever he wants with these expiring contracts. So there's no issue there.
Yep. No, I mean, look, some of the guys are older, you know. You have Fletcher Cox, he's older. Brandon Graham, he's older. These guys are older. I think you got to pick. I think some guys are going to leave, some guys are going to stay. I think the cornerback situation though, you need to keep. I think you got to keep them. I think you got to find a way to keep Bradbury. Like I would start negotiating with Bradbury now, and it could be just 1 more year deal, whatever. So the Phillies are up 2-0. They got a man on second and third, top of the fifth. And 0-1 pitch to Hoskins. Hoskins needs to bury this. He isn't on every drug in the book. There's a goal is to make the Eagles fan mad. Ignore it. I'm definitely not mad. I don't get mad about stuff like that. Philly 500 Niners punished the Rams. Now it's our time to finish them. Dallas Cowboys. How do you know Dallas is going to finish them? I mean, you could have the Rams could rebound and take it out on you. You know, I would like to say the Rams are playing at home, but they never have. They never play at home.
The Cowboys have had 3 home games already, haven't they? They've already had.
Yeah, Cowboys have had 3 home games, and they're going to LA, which is basically like another home game.
Oh, by the way, too, the Eagles and Cardinals have 2 new kickers coming in this week. It's another
Cardinals do too?
Yeah, they have their kickers injured. They have another kicker kicking.
So you probably keep Bradbury and Slay, right? Let's say you could work out contracts with them. You got to keep Edwards over White at this point. Am I right?
You have to keep him. I'm getting rid of Kaiser White before I'm getting rid of him if they can't sign him. I mean, a Pro Bowl caliber year, not just in what he's doing as a linebacker, but just the coverage in general too. He's been really good. I don't know how many sacks he has for the year, but the pressures have been there.
Yeah. Eric says, Philly 500, I fully understand now why you took my wrench away from me and never gave it back after watching a video yesterday. But I still like your content and appreciate the hard work you do. I appreciate it, but I didn't take your wrench away. Not specifically. I'm curious of what are you admitting to? Is what I want to know. Eric, are you my guy that I've been looking for all this time? I reset my mods a few times because people were timing people out and hiding them. And I just don't know who did it. And there's the only thing I could do is reset it. I never specifically went after you. But what do you know that I don't? He struck him out. End of the inning. End of the half of the inning. Hollywood Brown is better than 8. What makes you think that? Yo, what are the keys to victory for the Eagles? If we get a high pick, does Howie go trade them for a 2024 pick? No, it depends what kind of pick you get. Like if the Eagles, let's say the Saints were like let's say just some way the Saints were a top 2 pick. I think you try to trade that pick back a little bit and get more picks because somebody hopefully will trade up for a quarterback. Otherwise, you got to take Will Anderson Jr. At this point, I think you have to take him.
Why do I have a feeling even if it's a top 7, say if it's like a 6 overall or 7th, I feel like he'll still trade it back. I feel like he'll still trade it back to get another first rounder. Well, I mean, yeah, you have to. I think you have to trade it. I don't know. It because there's going to be teams going up for quarterbacks. Depends on what teams, and you're only willing to trade back so much if you want to get a top-notch player.
If I'm trading a first, I'm not trading that pick. I'll trade my second first. But I'm not. I don't know, man. If you get a chance to get like Will Anderson, a premier pass rusher like that, you got to get him. You got to get him. Just like they said, they sack once 12 times, live off other teams' success. They think they can duplicate it. Yeah, that's because they live in the past. That's why every time they talk about our schedule, you beat nobody. They're talking about last year. They're still in last year. Yeah,
true.
Keys to victory. I mean, we kind of talked about. I think the big thing is you got to contain Kyler Murray. I think if you contain Kyler Murray and you force him, not to be able to make tons of plays on his legs, I think offensively they're going to have a hard time. I really do. And as far as offense goes, I think you can run the ball again on this team. They had a good week last week against the run. But if you look at that before last week's game coming in, they've had a hard time. They also do not score points in the first half. So I think you got to get up on them early.
True, yep.
Hargrave or Fletch? I'd have to keep Hargrave before Fletch because of age. Now I think we should talk about Fletcher Cox because he's got 3.5 sacks this year. So Fletcher Cox is having a better year than he's had the last 2 or 3 years.
Agreed.
He definitely is. He looks a lot better.
Of course he has to play good now. Right. But I don't think you can keep. I mean, what are they paying him? $14 million. Then they're going to have to pay Hargrave, right? So I don't know. What
Are you going to pay $30-something million to defensive tackles?
You can't. Look, there's always going to be big money into that position, but they have to spread it out to other positions. Like, it's time now. They have to. You can't keep Jordan Davis. It's going to be his time with another offseason with the Eagles. It'll be his time. I don't know. They might have to draft another defensive tackle middle of the.
This is a perfect example of like living in the past. Now, I don't know why Arizona would ever live in the past. You have none. You have done nothing in the NFL. You guys lost to Derek Carr. You're talking about a year ago. This is a completely different. Just because you say that, I hope we score 50 points on you guys. It's not the same team. You know?
I think he's a Cowboys fan.
He's got a. Yeah, he could be. Cowboy fans. You know,
Right.
Cowboy fans like to play like they're other fans of other teams. You ever get the Cowboy fans where they come in and are like, I'm an Eagles fan, but I really think they're going to get their butts kicked by Dallas. Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Then you see him the next time. Dallas won. Marcus Polk, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, you guys think Trey Sermon gets some more carries? Great question. I think he should. I like the way he ran last week.
I feel like he should, but I don't think they're going to. That's what I think.
Yeah. Tortyville says, Bradbury might have more value than Hargrave now. Having two great cornerbacks is making a huge difference. It does. Well, and you have Milt Williams, right? And you have Jordan Davis. I mean, do you think those guys could take over the defensive tackle spot next year?
Milton Williams right now, probably not. I mean, we saw a lot of flash last year, but he hasn't really shown much as a third-round pick. I don't think he's showing much. Davis is going to be the next man up. We have to remember we're going to have cap space next year, too. Free agency will be a big part of this thing as well, and you never know if they're going to sign another trench guy. So, you know, you got to look out for that, too. The question is
how much are they going to pay Hurts? Because that's the whole thing. I mean, if the Eagles really want to bring all these guys back, they could just wait a year to sign Hurts and franchise them, and then you would have a lot of money to work to bring all those guys back.
Yeah.
Darlene says, you guys haven't done nothing. I told you 50 years to another Super Bowl. It's going to be taking another 50 years. Where are you going and want another? Oh, you're talking about Dallas, right? Yeah, I think Dallas is about 25 years away from a Super Bowl still. I totally agree. As far as the Eagles go, no, we just won one in 2017. We don't have to wait. We're not going to have to wait till 50 years. I mean, the Eagles are going to win one this year if they keep going the way they're going.
Yeah.
If the Eagles get home field throughout the playoffs, they're going to Super Bowl. Who's going to come in and beat them? I don't think anybody does. The only team that would have a chance is Green Bay. I don't think Tampa can do it, and I don't think the Rams can do it.
True.
You know, maybe you get a hot team like the Niners get real hot or something at the end of the year. But if the Eagles are on their way to home field advantage.
True that.
Bolo says, Jalen Hurts, 313 yards, 3 touchdowns. Miles Sanders, 109 yards, 1 touchdown. Goddard, 47 yards, 2 touchdowns. Watkins, 51 yards, 1 touchdown. A.J. Brown, 95 yards. Smitty, 87. Defense, 4 sacks, 2 turnovers, 31-17. I like it. I actually have the Eagles. I picked the Eagles to win 31-13. Because I think as long as the Eagles play up to their capabilities, they should beat the crap out of this team.
Yeah.
F Body Guy David Super Chat. He goes, trade Edwards or Dean next year. Edwards can walk. He's a free agent. So him and Kaiser White are both free agents. So it's going to be interesting. It really is. You know, one thing I want to and thank you for Super Chat. We'll see. I hope they sign Edwards. You know, I hope they will. Weapon X NFL Eagles. Shout out to you, my man. He says, I think this will be an easy W. If the Eagles are ready to go, this is an easy W. The only thing is the letdown. That's the only thing I'm worried about. And that's not a, I don't think I'm being mean. Has Arizona really impressed anybody this
Not
year?
me this year, no.
I mean, they barely beat Carolina. They barely beat the Raiders. They don't score points in the first half. And they've lost 7 home games in a row?
Oh, wow.
They have lost 7 straight home games. That kind of scares me a little bit. See, here's how I see it. You're going to come out. It's going to be loud there. Arizona is going to be all pumped up because they're playing a 4-0 team, Zach Ertz's former team. You know, the Eagles are going to have, a mark on. They're going to be a target every week because they're undefeated. That's how it goes. So you got to weather that storm early and get into it. And once they do that, I think it's good night. You know?
I agree.
Cowboy fans, 2 favorite words this season, last year. Oh, my God. Last year and last championship. That's so true. So true. Phillies aren't folding. What are you talking about? Stop calling them Cowboys. It's misogynistic. Call them cow people.
Cow people.
They're also the revenge dynamic for just about every other NFC team other than Green Bay. Green Bay doesn't have the weapons to beat us at home. If we get a first round bye, we're going to the Super Bowl. I agree. Totally agree with you. How is he safe at second? If Sanders stays on pace set for 1,500 yards, yeah, he just got to stay healthy.
That's going to be another big decision after this year, too.
Yeah. Man, the Cardinal fans are scared. At least they're showing up. Super simple 5,500, myself for real, you know it. Hope Eagles fans slap Murray in the face after the game. In the face? Why? Why? What does that mean? I'm eating pizza tomorrow 500. You're lucky. I'm not. 500. Yeah, you can have it back. Guess what? Jason Pierre's not playing tomorrow. Flagels. He ain't playing for what? The next few weeks, right?
Oh, he's a backup. I mean, isn't he a backup though? I mean, he's a backup right now.
Yeah, I think he's got. What was it? A pectoral muscle or something?
Chest. Something with his chest.
Yeah, he's gone for like 3 to 4 weeks. So he ain't even going to be there for the Eagles game. It's crazy. I'm looking for Eagles 307. I can't find it. Let's see. Slay and Bradbury are what we wish Nnamdi and Samuel would be. I mean, geez. I thought Bradbury was going to be a great signing. I didn't realize Bradbury was going to play so well.
This good.
I mean, I think he's a product of a guy who's a really good player that played on a bad Giants team with no pass rush. And, it makes everybody look worse. The guy's here. He's playing fantastic. And I don't want that combination gone after 1 year.
Is he going to have number 1 corner money next year? I mean,
that's what I'm afraid of. That's why I'm thinking if I'm Howie, I try to work something out right now with him. Extend him at least 1 more year. Murray got slapped in the face earlier this season. Cops press charges. Really?
I don't remember that.
I don't know anything about that. Look at all these haters. No one like us, so we don't care. I love it. They don't like us. Eggnog season starts Thanksgiving Day. That's it. I'm on keto, and there's no keto eggnog. I don't know why.
Keto.
Jason Peters. Yeah, keto eggnog, baby. They need to come out with it. I keep telling Turkey Hill, but they just ignore my tweets.
You say that every year about Turkey Hill, Dick. You gotta.
Yeah, I've been sending him. I sent him 3 already since August. Like trying to give him time. Jason Peters wants no part of the Rams defensive tackles with Eagles DTs. Yeah, I agree. Bradbury is perfect for Gannon's scheme. If Gannon does it affect your decision? Try and bring him back. It wouldn't affect my decision because I think whoever takes over will probably keep similar style. A lot of things that they're already doing, right? Especially if it's Vic Fangio, right? There was talk that Vic Fangio may be having more influence on the Eagles' defense than people think or realize.
Yeah, true. But he's been a big part of a lot of defenses that are very more aggressive again, showing us right now. But we'll see.
Philly Eagles beat them Cowboys. Next week, say, how about them Eagles? So that'll piss them off. So I wanted to ask you something. You alluded to it early in the show. Andre Dillard. We got trade deadline. I believe it's November 2nd. So it's going to be right after that Pittsburgh game.
Right.
Do you feel comfortable enough with Driscoll to trade Andre Dillard?
I mean, I think we'll find out this week. I mean, if he's facing Zach Allen this week, I think it'll be a big push for him. We'll see how they line up on him. But I thought he played really well. I mean, this guy knows not only, I think he knows four. I think he's played a little bit of center in college, but he can play four positions. I mean, if you're just talking left tackle, right guard, right tackle, I think he has shown that you put him anywhere, he could produce. Now, in the beginning, he was getting pushed back a little bit in that Jaguars game, but I think it was just because it was first time reps. He was struggling a little bit, but as the game went on, he was fantastic. And I think now you're starting to see Andre Dillard can't play guard and he can't play on the right side. And that's the part of the Eagles. The Eagles kind of messed him up. We've been through this whole thing with Andre Dillard drafted in the first round in 2019 and how they kind of redshirted him and kind of killed his confidence with those 3 starts, one at right tackle when he got destroyed. So I think 3 things that could happen during the trade deadline. I think free agency wise, I think the Eagles are, if they know they're going to contend, I think they go after a defensive end, which it could be Everson Griffin, D Ford, that's out there right now. They trade for a running back, they trade Dillard to get some draft compensation. What are you taking for Andre Dillard if you're trading him and someone needs him as a starting left tackle?
No less than a second.
True that.
No less than a second round. I'm not taking anything less than a second round pick unless it's in the division. If it's in the division, it has to be a first round pick. I think that it has to be a lot. Otherwise, I'm not going to trade him because you don't know how healthy Jordan Mailata is going to be. So having that extra guy come back is important. Now I think Jordan Mailata should be back by the Dallas game. I'm hoping, but we'll see. I definitely think if the Eagles continue to win, and they will, the Eagles are going to be big players at the trade deadline. They're going to make a move, whether it's another running back, whether they add another pass rusher and interior. I don't know what it is going to be,
right?
But it's going to be interesting. Now, Dak Prescott says Diggs is going to sun Devontae Smith just like last year. Is Diggs the number 1 corner for Dallas? If he's the number 1 corner, then he'll probably be on A.J. Brown. Good luck with that. And if he does play Devontae Smith, who's going to take A.J. Brown? Who's going to take Dallas Goedert? You can't stop the Eagles. That's the problem. Right. You only have so many players, and that's it. You haven't played the offense like this all year. All year.
That's true. Got to pick your poison.
Look, the Bengals offense was horrible. They were struggling when they played Dallas. The Giants offense stinks. Okay, and then who did Dallas beat last week again? I don't even remember. Who the hell did they beat? Because I didn't watch the game. I forget who they beat, but they got another home game. I forgot who it was off the top of my head. Oh, it was Washington.
Right.
Washington. Right. Their quarterback is shot. They've beaten literally nobody, and they're talking about us. They haven't played an offense as good as Minnesota's. They haven't played an offense that score as much as Detroit. They haven't played those teams yet. So I don't know what they're talking about. How are you going to stop A.J. Brown if you put Diggs on Devontae Smith? And he's not going to stop Devontae Smith either. Yeah, Phillies definitely need to score again. The Bengals, they may or wear they're wearing in the Super Bowl last year. They don't want you guys. Didn't nobody, so don't tell me. I don't know what that means. JC Sports Talk, what is up, my man? Thank you for the super chat. He goes, hey, fellas, great stream. Don't get mad at me, but you think the Eagles can lose this game to the Cardinals trap game, or am I delusional? Like, no, they very well could. That's a concern of mine, too. I'm concerned about the letdown because that's the only way I could see it happening. And if I look at all the games in the Eagles schedule, I think this is the biggest, the easiest chance to have it. You're traveling cross country. You're playing Zach Ertz. You're playing a team that hasn't won home in 7 straight games. You know they're going to be up for this game. Then you have Dallas on the horizon. So this is very much a trap game if the Eagles aren't ready to play.
Yeah.
If they're ready to play, then it'll be fine.
Yeah, and I think part of it is I'm going to talk about the past, and I don't mean to talk about the past like that, but the Eagles have always been bad against mobile quarterbacks. And I think from facing Jalen Hurts in practice, I think they give a good look defensively for this team coming up this week. And I think with Kyler Murray, they got to be prepared, because if you blitz and you miss a tackle or he gets outside the pocket, it's going to be a long day. I think you cannot excuse the fact that Kyler Murray can get yards, and when you think the play is done, he can extend those plays for 10 minutes. You don't stop him on third down. It could be a long day. You're not delusional. He could be the breaking point of this game. So
no, you're definitely not delusional. But the Eagles are a better team. All they have to, if they show up, they're fine. Rashad Davis Super Chat goes 2-game division lead after Sun, Packers, and Rams win tomorrow. I agree. And then if we win, then it's 3. You could go up 3 games on Dallas, because I think Dallas loses the next 2.
Yeah.
Harper's up, so I'm just saying. So Bryce Harper's up. He's at an 0-1 count, top of the 6th. Philly's up 2-0. Sharky Girl says, "Hey, Kara's here. I didn't see Kara, but what's up, Kara? Don't trade any linemen. We have a great chance to win it all. All hands on deck for the duration. Remember how valuable yeah, that's true. I can't argue with that. That's why I'd have to get a lot. There's a base hit. Runner goes to third, slides, safe. Harper to second, out. Mother humper. Joseph Hudson, he goes, "What's up, my man?" He goes, "My man, 500. Good thing Howie didn't listen to your boy Big Seals, because Russell Wilson's washed and Matt Ryan is trash." Oh, I know. You're right. You're right about that. I can't believe how bad Russell Wilson looks. He looks horrible. Like, I think he's got to be. Does he have a shoulder issue right now?
I don't know.
He looks washed. Really, truthfully. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
I was going to say that, truthfully, Jalen Hurts looks like a young Russell Wilson more than Russell Wilson looks like Russell Wilson. It's
not even that. It's like, and I know, like, he's got a big platform, and obviously with what he does, but it's I feel like even after this, I don't know if it's Hackett, because Hackett's been like probably a big problem how to use him. I mean, I don't know what it is when you have a quarterback that is this much of a veteran in the league, that's been in the league for a long time. I don't know how he's struggling this much. Is it the coaching? Do you think that it's not all on Russell Wilson? I don't know. He's got the weapons to do it. There's no doubt about that. But
I don't know. You think with Judy and Sutton,
KJ Hamler.
I thought they would be pretty effective, but like some of the throws he makes, there's nothing on the ball. Like, he threw that ball, that interception in the end zone. Like, what? I don't know what. That's like something you do your first or second year. Like, I don't understand it. And then I think their coach is a moron, because they were going in to try to win the game in overtime. They were down 3, so they go for it. They're like down first and goal with, like, I want to say like the 3, something like that. They run first down, run second down, run third down. Then they decide to go for it on 4th down. And it's like if you're gonna play the game and you're at home, you gotta play for the win. You gotta play to win. They look like for 3 downs they were playing for a tie, and then decide, oh, we're gonna go for it. You gotta kick the field goal there. I just don't understand their coach. I think their coach stinks.
Yeah, true.
South Davis, what's his name? Hackett? You definitely
Hackett.
can't hack it. You know what I mean? South Davis Super Chat goes, "My question to you guys is, why don't Pittsburgh worry you guys? I feel like this game, not to take lightly. I do get they don't have to travel far on that game, but I do feel they are always good." Well, that game's in Philly, right? I'm pretty sure that.
Yeah, it is.
That game's in Philly. You have Trubisky. Didn't he get benched already?
I think he did.
You're going to have to worry about their run game, but I don't know that Pittsburgh can keep up. I don't think Pittsburgh's that good anymore.
Najee Harris is a friggin' beast. That man is
awesome.
A beast.
Yeah, absolutely.
No joke.
Yeah. JC Sports Talk Davis Super Chat goes, "Good, because I got Eagles losing the game 24-21. Yeah, that would be letdown city, when you hear how good you are all week and then you travel. Like, this game is it's got all that makings of a trap game. Now, if they come out and they're ready to go, and I think Jalen Hurts knows that this is a trap game because that's why he brought it up at the press conference. Why are you guys not asking any questions about Arizona? I really looked at that as like a big leadership moment because I think he wasn't talking to the press. I think he was trying to focus that locker room. He wanted people to hear that. That's where we're focusing, because all they're hearing is how good they are, how good this, how great you are. He went on Manning Cast and they're all these people are doing their rankings, and the Eagles are 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I mean, so it has all the makings of it. But if they come ready to play, they'll win.
It's like, like Jalen Hurts, like wears these, like he wore even that sweatshirt he wore Monday night. It was like God bless people that hate on me, whatever.
Yeah,
like he just just what he does. Like he does never says anything, but it's impossible for players not to know the outside noise. That they know Hurts knows what they're talking about, how they're talking about the team, and how they're talking about him, and it's just taking one game at a time, man. The leadership standpoint is just. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, I really thought that was a message to the locker room. That's how I took it. This is a message to my locker room. We've got to be focused because this could be a trap game. Rashad Davis Super Chat goes, I want to see Quez have a great game and Kaiser White. I think Quez is going to have a big game. I think this is the perfect field for him to play. Perfect type team, and I think he's gonna have a big day. Just my opinion. Bryce Barton, David Super Chat goes, hey guys, appreciate all you do. How do you both feel about Quez Watkins this year? The offense is great. Just would be nice to get more involved. May God bless you both. Thank you, man. Shout out to you. I think Quez is great as a third receiver, a deep threat kind of guy. I think the Jaguars game really nullified what he could do. So I feel like, we got to give him a break. The Washington game was just one of those games, like, it was all Devontae and A.J. Brown. But I think Quez is dangerous, and I think he's going to be fine.
There's nothing wrong with if the receiver doesn't get any catch. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's really just depends on the matchups. They feel like they can get it. It's not really a big deal as everyone says it is. People will nitpick at it and say, oh, he should have they should have played better in the first quarter. That Quez Watkins should have had a catch, and people complain about it. But at this point, guys, you have not only a great number 3, but a good number 4 in Zach Pascal, reliable hands. Every time that Zach Pascal gets a chance to get into a game, always produces, and his blocking is fantastic. That's Nick Sirianni's boy when he was with the Colts as the offensive coordinator. So,
yeah,
there's a lot there.
Yep. Stupid. So he's got caught trying to steal, I think. Damn it. They need more. I don't know what that was. This whole inning with the base running. City's watching Ryan and Wilson struggle with the new offense. Would it be fair to assume Watson may have the same TV? I think Watson's going to because he missed the whole year last year, and then he's missing 11 games this year. I don't think he comes in and starts tearing up the league.
Right.
And if you look at the conference. Really, who's the toughest team in the conference the Eagles have to face? Probably Green Bay, right? Green Bay.
If that.
If that, right? Rams. I mean, it might be a team like the Niners.
What do you think's up with the Packers? You think there's just too many new faces for Aaron Rodgers, not enough chemistry?
I think my personal opinion is Rodgers is going to get hot later. He's going to get used to those guys, acclimated, and then he's going to start going on a tear. That's what I think will happen. But I don't know if it's still good enough to beat the Eagles. I don't think he can beat the Eagles, though.
Yeah, true.
The brother screws Harper was safe. I didn't get a good look at it. Bones should have just stayed at first, but Marsh isn't hitting squad. This Lassay dude loves oh yeah, he's been trolling me for years. I just let him go. Dallas Cowboys, I think Giants is going to get one on you, and I think Dallas Cowboys are still better than the Eagles because you haven't proved anything yet. Don't be. What has Dallas proven? I don't understand. Who's Dallas beat? They beat the Giants. They stink. They beat Washington. They stink. They beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati didn't know what the hell was going on. the first 2-3 weeks. I'm not convinced that Dallas beat. Matter of fact, I think the Eagles had at least 3 more quality wins than Dallas had all year.
Yeah, true.
You know, what's the word on getting that Michael Anthony wears the fitness belt? I'm gonna do my best. When we get to Monday, I'm gonna do my best to get that belt. I got a few bets up my sleeve, and we'll see if I can bait Mark and his son. We'll see. It beat the Bengals. They beat the Bengals. By the way, the Giants don't think they're 3-1. You know, Bengals are Super Bowl last. Bengals are not the same team. What they did last year has no bearing on this year. Has none. Just like, you know, I don't think Detroit is as bad as they are. Detroit was a bad team last year. Yet right now, I think they've got the most points scored in the National Football League. I don't think the Bengals are the same team at all. Matter of fact, I think Minnesota's better than they were last year.
True.
You know? Yes, definitely like the video. But the great thing about this whole thing about did the Eagles play anybody good? Did Dallas play anybody good? They get to play each other next week. Sunday Night Football in Philly, they get to play each other next week. And I expect the Rams to win tomorrow. And I expect the Eagles to win the following week against Dallas. The Eagles could be up 3 games going into the bye week over Dallas. How beautiful would that be? You know?
Yeah. Once they're behind, if they lose against the Rams and then us, I mean, they're 3. But yeah, they'll be what? You said 3 behind, right? They'll be 3. I think it is.
Yeah, if the Eagles win tomorrow and they lose and Dallas loses the Rams, and then the Eagles beat Dallas. The Eagles would be 6-0, and Dallas would be 3-3. So it'll be 3.5 games up because one of them is a head-to-head. Now, what's really interesting, and I'm not saying I want this to happen, but it would make for good drama. It would make for amazing week. Is if both the Eagles and Dallas win.
True.
They both win. Dallas is 4-1. The Eagles are 5-0. What a hell of a matchup that is for a Sunday Night Football game. No.
Yeah, it's gonna be big.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Hey, was it Red Seal? Red Sea. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I thought that was an L. That's how blind I am. I'll be streaming tomorrow. You come and you talk your shit. We'll see. You know. Why don't we sign 500? Sign me up. I'm ready to go. I forgot about Buddha and Watt. Great. Buddha's a good player. Watt's a good player. I think Watt worries me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think the corners don't scare me at all. You know, no. I don't think they're gonna be able to handle these receivers. You know.
Yeah, true.
So we'll find out. JJ and Lane will be fun to watch all game. It will be absolutely. Eagles haven't beat a real team. Yeah, that's what you said earlier. Mark Holmes shouldn't get too cushy with that conference belt because Philly Fire is taking it. I am, but we'll see if he tries to avoid me tomorrow. Bring out the Batman tomorrow. I'll have the Batman stuff near me. I ain't wearing it to start the game. I'm too superstitious. I put that thing on the beginning of last game, and we're down 14-0 before I could blink.
Yeah.
You know? Hurts season's right. Karras' Lions are the best scoring. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Lions, they got some weapons on offense. They can score points. So, you know, I think people really like to use that. Oh, the Eagles haven't played anybody yet. But who are they going to play on this schedule? Who are they going to play that people are going to say, oh, that's a quality win? Who are they going to play? Because if they beat Dallas, you're going to hear the same thing, you know? I don't know. It's just my opinion. Dallas going to collapse like usual. I think so. So we're an hour and 15 minutes in. Is there any, I guess, final thoughts before...
Yeah, no, I'm excited for tomorrow. It should be a good matchup. I don't think the Eagles are looking ahead. I think they're playing in the moment, and I think they're going to get this win. They just gotta. They really just have to stop Kyler Murray because really nothing else with the Cardinals really scares me, to be honest. So I think they just have to contain Kyler Murray, and I think they'll get. And then Gannon has to play, call another good game, which is important. So
I think so too. I think so too. I think they just got to be ready to go tomorrow. If they're ready, they'll win. Jeff says that Batman man's list small. So it is small. I ain't gonna lie, I got a big face. But it's a big hit on my squat cobblers, on my only page, because I do my only. I got the fall pies in. I put the mask on the other day. They loved it. The fans loved it. South Dave for Super Chat. He goes, you guys, how did you all become Eagle fans? I'm asking because my curiosity kicked in, and because I know I became a fan when Vic played the Giants on the big comeback play. Yeah. How did you become an Eagle fan, Joey?
I think it was like 2007, 2008. I think it was really a bet because I played football my whole life from Pee Wee to college. But I think the Eagles were playing the Jets, and I had a lot of buddies that were Giant fans, and it was just a bet. I bet on the Eagles. I won the bet, and I didn't really have a team in the first early and middle school. I didn't really have a team that I followed. Played the game, but never really watched football religiously. So that's pretty much how it happened, really.
I was born into it. I was born. I come from people from the area. Was born in the area. Family was all Eagle fans. My father, my grandfather. So they were all Eagle fans. My aunt, my aunts, my uncles, everybody. So I was just born into it. That's how it was. Always the Eagles from the beginning. I'm talking about at the end of Dick Vermeil's playing. That's when I was watching him. I kind of don't remember Dick. I only remember him crying at a press conference. But I remember Marion Campbell, the buddy came in. Some of the not says at 500, Dallas is going to choke on all the chickens they sacrifice. Tell Mark Holmes to stop choking the chicken. Pause. Mark can't. He definitely can't. Well, I guess that's it, right? We have 600 people still in here total. Both channels. We want to thank everybody for being here. If you haven't, click the link in the description. Sub Up JoeyShakes on my channel if you haven't. And make sure you guys subscribe. We will be back tomorrow. The game's over at 7 your time. So we're only going to have an hour or two before we do our post-game show. And then hopefully be smoking some stogies late at night.
Hope it's a good day. Hope it's a good day tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, Wyatt, I'll see you, man. Joseph, he says, I didn't come down here to McNabb. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It should be interesting. I got this game on. I'm like, I can't stop watching. I'm like, come on, I'm getting I'm nervous. I want to start pacing. Well, one more super chat. Morgan Holmes, thank you for the super chat. He goes, they should cast the Eagles logo in the sky during the Dallas game. Let's do the bat signal. I think that's a great idea. I'm all for it. I'm all for it, man. I'm down. I like the whole Batman thing. I got to tell you.
Well, I love it.
It annoys some people. I think it's friggin' great. I absolutely love it. All right, guys. Well, we're going to let you go. We will be back tomorrow. It's a real deal tomorrow. So we see if the Eagles could get to 5-0. We get to 5-0 tomorrow. You'll hear all of them say that we beat nobody. Arizona was nobody. But if they get to 5-0, they're going to 10-0. I'm telling you right now. They're going.
Sounds
to 10-0.
good to me.
Yep. So with that said, guys, we're going to let you guys go. You guys take care. We will talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. And we'll let Mark Holmes and his son take us out because Dallas Cowboys choke season is well on its way.
One more play. We had one more.
You gotta be motherfucking kidding me.
You gotta be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
What are you doing?
running from
What are you doing?
To get off the field on third down.
What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Kellen Moore, he's got to be better, man. He wasn't.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had no time for one more
He
play.
had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us.
Away, but, this is just
The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
The brother screwed
it is what it
us.
is, man.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
Yeah, you literally.
Screwed us. The brother screwed us.
It's going to end the way.
We had opportunity for one more play.
Hi, Michael Anthony, Fitness Hit MAF.